Together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we got a decent NHL card. We get, 5 games in the NBA. It was supposed to be 6. That Chicago-LA game is postponed or canceled or something like that. So we have 5 games in the NBA to go over. We got 8 in the NHL to go over. Before we get into that, quick recap of yesterday. Frustrating. But I mean, also yesterday I didn't have as much time to cap because I worked at 7 a.m. yesterday. And yeah, that was fun. So I didn't really have too much time to cap, and by the time I got around to capping, my laptop was basically dead. So I got to the Sharks in the over for the early game, and that was it. And then I had Notre Dame +9 last night as well, which our futures came to an end on that one there. I had +750. I know you had 15-1. Still, I mean, they had the cover in the bag at the end there after storming back. They were covering, and then they gave up the big play, which led to the field goal, which put them up 11, and of course Ohio State covered. So, yeah, that hurt. I thought that the defense was going to be able to slow down Ohio State a little bit. I really liked that first drive. I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I want to see from Notre Dame. Long drives, running the football, controlling the clock, and then it didn't matter. It was just all like it was heart and determination for Notre Dame that first drive, and then Ohio State went down like it was nothing. So just overall a frustrating game. But I would make that bet again, the +750 before the Georgia game. I had a +750 ticket for a game where if you wanted to bet Notre Dame to win the game last night, it was +305 or whatever. I'll always take that. And I know win or loss. I know people are, but it lost. I had a good number. I had a really, really good number on it, and it happens. So we'll continue on hockey and basketball, and I am ready for some baseball soon.
Yeah, I would make that bet 100 out of 100 times. You're telling me that in the beginning, end of August, that I would be sitting on a 15-1 ticket for the national championship? Yeah, I would take that every single day of the week. It doesn't matter the results tonight or last night of it. That was a good bet at the end of the day, and I'll take it every day of the week. So I'm all right with losing it, and when it came to it, that's fine. I will say yesterday was still a profitable day on the site, as we went to 2-1 in the NBA. Charlotte Hornets outright to start off the morning, Nick, +160 was nice to see. The Detroit Pistons, I had them +8. I could have left the points at the door. They win by double digits against Houston in Houston. Very impressive win there by the Pistons. Unfortunately, my Hawks over has not been getting there as often, which has been kind of frustrating, but I'm still going to end up riding that. We already talked about Notre Dame, and then NC +3.5. North Carolina A&T ends up winning the second half by 9. They end up losing the game by 1, so I end up getting my cover. So we went 1-0 in college basketball yesterday for a 3-2 day on the site, up 1.41 units. Ready to try to make it 2 winning days in a row here, and try to make some money.
Let's do this. Head over to the chat, and then we'll get into today's card.
Chat, behave. That is all. Ohio State minus 5,000. They were not minus 5,000. Oh, word. Why is Family Guy playing? Did they ever get? They never got to minus 5,000 pregame.
Not pregame.
Not pregame. Obviously during the game because they were up big, but whatever. But we've got a gross NBA card, 5 games. That's all I'm going to be available for today, Nick. So we'll try to work through those games, and then I got to get to work. But let's start off in the NBA.
Yeah, Battle of New York, the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Knicks. This line opened up at a 10. It's now 11.5. Line opened up at a 222. It's down to a 219. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Knicks in this game here. 72% of tickets, 86% of the cash is on the Knicks in this game, with the line at least moving towards them for those who do want to back the Knicks. 78% of the tickets, 66% of the cash is on the over here as well to get this line dropping. The ultimate question is, have you missed your line if you want this under? Because I'm starting to see some 218.5s pop up. As this line just has plummeted 3 points. I generally don't like getting on that direction of a line move, getting the ass end of a line there, but I would lean towards an under in this game. That would be my thoughts on that one. We have a Brooklyn team that lately has really struggled scoring wise. I mean, they've scored 101 back-to-back games, but 67 game before that. Like this is and this is a Knicks team that they're coming off of a win against Atlanta. It's the second half of a back-to-back for them. But, I mean, you're at MSG, now you're in Brooklyn. That's not really travel by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't think that's going to impact them too much. Brooklyn, they had a day off, but this is their first game back after a 6-game road trip. They went to Denver, Utah, Portland, LA, and Oklahoma City. So a West Coast road trip there for Brooklyn. I think this could be a bad spot for them potentially. I would, if I'm playing, I'm laying, but do I really want to lay 11.5 on the road with a team on a second half of a back-to-back? No. No thank you here for me. It's a simple pass. It'd be under or nothing, I think. But at this time, I'm not gonna force action.
Yeah, I will say I looked at the NBA card. First thing I thought was woof. Second thing I thought was, do I just go and lay and grab the dog in all 4 of those big spread games? The answer is no. I'm not doing that. This is a gross card. Because you got a 11.5 point road favorite, which I will say at least that's the only road favorite. The other 4 are big home favorites. Other 3 are big home favorites. The Knicks would probably be the last team I would lay the points on, just because they're on the road. Should they take care of this Nets team? They should. Are they going to? They probably will. Are they going to cover 11.5? I'm not taking that. I see no reason to want to go lay 11.5 points on the team on the road. So when it comes to it, the only way I can look at these big spread games is to look at grabbing both the dogs.
Yeah, I mean, here, ready, Tim? Here's the simple approach to this. Like, sports betting is super easy. You take the Knicks money line with the Heat money line, the Nuggets money line, the Lakers money line at minus 141 over on DraftKings. You call it a night. There you go. Sports betting is easy, guys. Just take the 4 big favorites on the money line and a parlay.
There you go. I mean, how much more easier can it be?
Sports betting is easy, yeah.
Knicks minus points. It's basically a home game. I know it's basically a home game, but at the same time, it's not a home game. But I know what you mean. Nets team total under. I can see it. I'm just not touching the games, so let's roll into the next one, Nick. Which another gross one.
Yeah, we have another big favorite. I would mention part of the 14 parlay here. Come on, Tim. Heat money line. I'm obviously being funny. I'm not actually doing that. Line opened up at 11, got down to a 10.5, back to an 11. So no line movement here on the side. Line opened up 220. It's now 222. Move towards the over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here. 62% of tickets, 70% of cash on the Heat. The line's not moving. 78% of the tickets, 80% of the cash is on the over here as well. I mean, this is another spot where I just don't feel like getting involved with these big numbers. And this one, I believe it's more of an over for me than an under, but 78% of tickets, 80% of cash. At least the line's moving towards the over for those who want the over in this game. But yeah, no thank you here for me. Again, I don't want to lay these type of points on the Heat, but I don't really want the Blazers in this spot either. It would be actually dog or pass in this game for me. This one, the first one, I would be, if I'm playing, I'm laying. If this one, the only thing is, I wish this was not a game. The Blazers are coming in on a win, a double-digit win in their last game, 113 to 102 against Chicago, which snapped a 5-game losing streak. Do we trust this Miami team at all to be laying 11 points? That's a simple no for me. So this is Portland or nothing. And the more and more I look at it, the more and more I think that if you're looking at a dog at all tonight, it's Portland. If you're looking at any of the big dogs tonight, it's Portland.
I probably would have to agree, but at the same time, I feel like if I'm going, and I know this probably is not the right way to look at it, if I'm going to bet a dog, I would bet all the dogs. I know it's probably not the right way to approach it, but that's kind of the way I would approach it. I maybe look towards an under in this game, but I'm not going to go after this one.
Fair.
Bridges over Pro. I hear an echo. Anyways.
Hear an echo? Echo.
Yeah. I could see his Pro. That's fine. Here's the one game I have interest in.
Yeah, we have the Toronto Raptors taking on the Orlando Magic. The Magic are 1.5 point favorites with a total of 214.5 for this game. Line opened up 2.5. It's now 1.5. Line opened up at 215.5. It's down to a 214.5. So a line move towards the under. A line move towards these Raptors. I want to take a look real quick on the money line. Wow, this line opened up 160, and now it's down to 128. Let's see. We have 70% of the tickets, 62% of cash on the Magic. And then we have 65% of the tickets are on the Magic money line. The 76% of the cash is on the Raptors spread. This is Raptors for me all the way in this one here too. And the ultimate question is, what type of number will I be getting on the Raps in this one here? And I can get 1.5 minus 110 or plus 105 on the money line. Plus 110 over on FanDuel. There we go. Raptors plus 110 for me over on FanDuel.
Yeah, I think I got 110 as well. The Raptors are the only thing I was really interested in today. With the way that the line has moved, you said it went from like 3 or 2.5?
2.5 to 1.5.
Yeah, I just grabbed the money line. When it comes to spreads this close, I don't really care about the points. I mean, you saw me not lay 3.5 points yesterday on the Hornets. But this is a line that I'm taking the money line. Hornets. The Raptors at home at least is a better spot to take them. They're not good either on either spot, but the fact that the 23-21 Orlando Magic, a team that's 2 games over 500, is only a 1.5 favorite against a 10-32 team should tell you everything you need to know. Raptors money line plus 110. It's my favorite NBA play of the day.
Fair.
What's up, Nicholas Handy? Paulo, points and assists. I personally am on the Raptors, so I prefer not to, but I'm not going to talk you off of it either way. Like, if you like it, go for it. I'm not going to because I'm on the opposite side. Fair?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nick. Let's
get into it. The second to last NBA game on the card. The Denver Nuggets and the Philadelphia 76ers line open up 13.5, still 13.5. It opened up 110. It's now 112. So I guess it's a 2-cent line movement here towards the Nugs. In this one here, line opened up 227.5, immediately went to a 228.5, and now we're seeing 230.5. So we have seen a decent move towards the over here as well. We have 65% of tickets and 56% of cash on the Nuggets. The line's moving slightly towards them. 75% of tickets, 73% of cash is on the over in this one as well. The line is at least moving towards the over for those who like it. I think I might be on the same page as you, Tim, and the Raptors might be my only NBA play today. For potentially. But yeah, for me, this is another game where I don't want to mess with these big spreads. And if I would, I think I kind of do see the Nuggets blowing them out. That would be my lean. But the Nuggets as big favorites this year have not been particularly trustworthy. As like these monster favorites. We'll see them win games, but we've seen plenty of times that they've gone overtime against teams like this, and they've played close games against teams like this. For me, I don't want to lay 13.5 with the Denver Nuggets. That's just not something I'm interested in.
No. And I'll say about that. That's not going to help. I'm looking back at all the times the Nuggets were double digits favorites this year. They were 14.5-point favorites against the Brooklyn Nets on the 10th, won and covered. They were 11.5-point favorites against the Washington Wizards on my birthday. They lost outright. They were 10.5-point favorites against the Jazz on November 27th. They won by 19. They were 11-point favorites against the Raptors on the 4th of November. They won by 2. And then they were 11-point favorites against the Jazz, and they won by 26. So they're 3-2 as double-digit favorites this year.
Yeah. So
at least they've been they're over 500 as double-digit favorites. But I am not taking them here. Not a game I have to go and bet. I think the Raptors are going to be the only one. Kirby Yates to the Dodgers, really?
Can they fuck off at this point? Can Dodgers, really? Do you have to, that bullpen's ridiculous. The rotation's ridiculous. The lineup's ridiculous. And they've got plenty of depth. And this is, Kirby Yates, who was the closer for the Rangers last year, is what? A 7th inning man?
If that.
On the Dodgers with Tanner Scott and Blake Trinan as your 8th and 9th.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you really need more guys? Take a nap already. You're done. Have a good offseason. Done. Stop it. It's getting old at this point. I want to see players go to other locations. I don't need to see Dodgers every single time.
Do it matter if quickly not playing? No. It might, but I'm not. It's not anything I'm gonna. I don't really go crazy about injury reports. I guess that's just me.
Mm-hmm. I saw an interesting point real quick. After they got Sasaki, that brought up an interesting question that I don't think we've ever asked before. Is Clayton Kershaw in the starting rotation?
No. Lay it, Denver blowout. I could definitely see the Nuggets blowing them out, but at the same time, am I laying 13.5 points? No. Scare money don't make money. It's just not the way I bet. And here's the final game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the LA Lakers taking on the Washington Wizards. 13.5-point favorites are the Lakers. Total 229. Line open up 14.5. It's down to a 13.5. Line open up 233. It's down to a 228.5. So we have a move towards the under. We have a big move towards the under, and we have a small move towards the Wizards. 44% of the tickets and 60% of the cash on the Lakers. Line moving towards the Wizards a little bit there. 76% of the tickets, 62% of the cash on the over. Line's dropping. I think you've missed your line if you want this under. With it dropping, I believe, already 5 points. You guys know my opinion on the Washington Wizards. I have not bet the Wizards all year long. I've only bet against them. And maybe that I want to go back and take a look at my record in Wizards games because they've been pretty strong because that really strong run of team total overs against them. But with that being said, I'm not touching this one here at all. So yeah, the Raptors are the only one there. And I was joking around earlier. I'm obviously not taking the parlay at minus 141 for all 4 big favorites to win, but knowing the NBA, that'll probably happen. But you're paying for it. Minus 141 ain't a bargain.
Nope. I don't hate. I don't hate the idea of wanting to take every single dog outright today. I know that sounds crazy, but I kind of want to. I'm not going to, but it's very, very tempting to want to grab all 4 of the big dogs outright because if you look at their money lines, if one of them hits, you're profitable. Because Portland 4-1, Nets 450, Sixers 575, and 575 for the Wizards. If one of them wins, you're profitable for the day. Am I going to go and bet it? No, but it's very intriguing.
Fair.
Lakers. Pass. That is all the NBA for today. Nick,
before you go, can I throw an NHL play at you real quick?
Go ahead.
The Edmonton Oilers are without Connor McDavid, and they're a favorite against the Washington Capitals.
That's very intriguing.
Okay. I just wanted to throw that out to you. I will probably either be on Oilers money line or -1.
I could see Oilers today. And I can kind of see Tampa today.
Mm-hmm.
And Vancouver. But anyways, I gotta head out. I gotta pack up everything and then head to work. I'll see you tonight, Nick.
Yep. We'll head to the ice where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 games today. Here, we're going to kick it off. The Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Les Habitants in action today. A team we've been riding a little bit as of late. Now we're starting to see minus 150s out there for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Total 6. I have this game projected for the Habs to be a slight favorite. I will be on Montreal in this game. Montreal, their current form makes them look really strong. And I think this is a bet on team until they lose multiple games in a row, really, which they have not in a hot minute. We cashed with them against the Rangers in the last game. We lost with them against the Maple Leafs. We came right back to them the next day against the Rangers, and they got the job done. Tampa Bay is coming in on a second half of a back-to-back. They lost 5-3 last night to the Toronto Maple Leafs, which snapped a 2-game winning streak for them. Montreal has just been something else at the moment, and they've been one of the best teams in hockey as of late. And they're a team that I've backed as decent-sized dogs a decent amount. And over on Bet365, I can get plus 125 on the Habitants. So we're going to get our day started with Montreal. This has been a team I will back until I have a good reason not to. They've made me a decent amount of money during this run. And my current form numbers over the last 10 games have them as a slight favorite over Tampa Bay. So I will go ahead. The Habitants plus 125. I'll take a shot here with Montreal. Oilers know how to play without McJesus, so huge pass. None. I was saying Oilers money line -1. Like betting on the Oilers. Bolts and Reg. Oh, Drats. Well, all my shiz are already placed as always. Hey, you're all good. We're not going to agree on everything. And this is a team where if you've not been backing Montreal a little bit as of late, I would maybe stay off. I like the line for Montreal, but this is also a continuation of me continuing to back this team. I backed them. I want to say I backed them against Utah, Dallas, Toronto, and the Rangers. I backed them against Washington. I've bet on them a decent amount of times during this run. So this is kind of a continuation for me there with them. But we'll move on. New York Rangers, Ottawa Senators. We have the Rangers -130 favorites, total of 5.5 in this game. Taking a look at looking at the projections for me in this game, I do have the Rangers as favorites around minus 140, minus 150 range. So I do see a slight bit of value here on New York if you are interested in the Rangers in this game. And I have this game projected for 6.17 goals. So seeing a 5.5 is kind of interesting there. Looking at this matchup, Ottawa's been a pretty solid under team this year. Actually, is one thing I've noticed. 14, 26, and 6. Definitely a team that's defensively gotten a lot better as of late, and they're 1-8-1 over the last 10 games, so it's ultimately keeping me off the over 5.5 in this game. The Rangers, they're coming in off of an overtime loss against the Montreal Canadiens. The Sens coming in off of a 2-1 win against New Jersey. So overall, not a game I'm getting involved with. I guess Rangers and over, but this is an Ottawa team that I don't really want to be betting overs with right now. My projections show value. I'm not going to pull the trigger though. Rags minus 1.5. Yeah, I can see the Rangers winning and covering a puck on in this game here. But we'll continue on. We have the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Detroit Red Wings. We have the Flyers minus 150 favorites, total of 6 in this game. I do have this game projected for at minus 155, minus 160 range for the Philadelphia Flyers. So overall wise, not too much value betting wise on this one. And I have this game projected for 5.9 goals. So not a game that I project for an extreme amount of value. If you're looking to back this game, we have Philadelphia coming in off of another multiple wins. They've received points in 5 straight games. They're starting to play better. This is their first game back after a 3-game road trip, but I mean the road trip was Columbus, New York, and New Jersey, so not a huge road trip there. They're only lost in the last 5 games. It's a shootout loss to Columbus. On the flip side, Detroit back-to-back losses, 4-1, 5-1 against Dallas and Tampa Bay. They continue their road trip here before they head on back home to play Montreal on the 23rd. Ultimately, not a game I'm getting involved with. I guess Flyers or nothing if I'm betting this game, but I see better opportunities on the card. Wings money line. Fair. I definitely don't hate them as a dog. It's just, I mean, I've ridden this Red Wings team a little bit as of late, but I've kind of hopped off that bandwagon a little bit there. So there's that. But we'll move on. Probably the marquee matchup of the day. The best matchup of the actually we have Capitals Oilers, so there's that too. We have the Stars and the Hurricanes. I have this game projected Stars minus 140 range and 6.08 goals. So I think the 6 is about correct. See a little bit of value here with Dallas in the spot. We have a Carolina Hurricanes team that's been consistently inconsistent this year, it feels like. They're 28, 16, and 3. They feel so much worse than that, though, for whatever reason. Like, this is a Carolina team that I don't really trust as big favorites, but as a dog, fine. They're coming in off of a struggle win, OT, against the Chicago Blackhawks that followed a 3-2 win over the Vegas Golden Knights. On the flip side, the Dallas Stars are coming in off of a 4-1 win against the Detroit Red Wings, which was a nice little bounce back after they lost 6-3 to the Avalanche. Overall, not enough value for me to get involved with anything here. It's stars or nothing if I'm betting this game. But I have a couple of spots circled that I would like to get to, but this is not one of them. So, pass. Morning. What's good, Markel? No lean at all. Looked at stars and reg, but probably Canes/Stars games always screw me over, so pass. Yeah. The Hurricanes have, it feels like, been a team that I've really struggled to get right in the past. Well, we'll move on. The Nashville Predators taking on the San Jose Sharks. Minus 340, a ridiculous price tag here for the Preds. The Nashville team, I said I want to find ways to back, but obviously not these type of numbers. I obviously have Nashville projected as a favorite. I actually have them projected at a pretty decent sized favorite, around the 240 range. So did I expect this line to be big? Yeah. Did I expect them to be minus 360? No. And ultimately, I'm not betting this game. Nashville has absolutely dominated San Jose. They've won 10 straight against them. And they're on a 3-game winning streak. I said that this Nashville team was going to start to turn it around a little bit. Obviously, they're not making the playoffs or anything like that. But, I mean, I'm not interested in the Sharks in this game. But at the same time, laying 400 with Nashville is a big fat no thank you. If anything, I think if you want to get involved with this game, a Sharks team total over could be an interesting look. I have this game projected for 6.55 goals, so maybe a full game over could be a good look here in this one. Let's just take a real quick look for this San Jose team total. 2.5 at plus 144 on FanDuel. 1.5 minus 200 on Bet365. I would lean towards a Sharks team total in this game if I'm betting anything. But once again, I'm definitely interested in the next game. But this card does not really scream out too much to me. So yeah, pass obviously. Yeah, this was probably one of the easier passes on the card. All right, let's get into the fun matchup here. We have the Edmonton Oilers and the Washington Capitals. The Oilers minus 135 favorites, total of 5.5 in this game. I have this game projected for 6.15 goals, so slightly leaning towards the over. I can understand why this is a 5.5 though, with no McDavid. And I have this game projected at a minus 170 for the Edmonton Oilers. Capitals are playing like an average hockey team. The Oilers, their advanced metrics have been pretty strong as of late. And I kind of want to take a look at, let me take a look here. Stat, Muse, NHL. Let me get up a couple numbers here. Connor McDavid. Because I want to take a look at this game real quick, a little bit deeper. Because McDavid was drafted in 2015. So let me get up StatMuse, NHL. The Oilers record without McDavid. Since 2015. Want to see if there's I want to see what the numbers is behind this for them. They are 22, 27, and 10 without McDavid since 2004 since he's been drafted. Let's take a look in the last, let's just say, 2 years. Because I don't know if he's missed too much time in the last 2 years. They're 3-5-1 without him. Their most recent game without him was a 3-0 loss against the Edmonton Oilers, or against the New Jersey Devils. But they, this feels like a spot where they could step up. I mean, it feels way too easy to back the Washington Capitals in this game, right? No McDavid, and you get a Washington Capitals team that's number 1 in all of hockey right now, and they're a dog against the Oilers without McDavid. I feel like they're baiting you to take the Capitals in this spot, and I'm not only going to back the Oilers in this game, I'm going to go one step further and take the -1 line. I get it. I can play a minus 135 on ESPN bet. I want to go for a score on this one here. And it is on ESPN bets minus 135 and plus 175 for the puck line. Oilers -1 is plus 117. Sign me up. Oilers -1, minus 117. I think no McDavid, no problem. And I'll take a stab for a little bit more of a score here at plus 117 for the -1 line rather than laying $1.35. So give me the Oilers here to take care of business in this one. Obviously, yeah. I think it can be a big dog day the way my dog is barking. Fair? I could imagine an Oilers and Reg scenario. Yeah, absolutely. I think they can win by multiple in regulation. But we'll move on. We have the Vancouver Canucks and the Buffalo Sabres. We have the Canucks minus 175 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. I have this game projected for the Sabres to be a slight favorite in this one here. Just the Canucks numbers are not very good. When you look at their advanced metrics wise, I don't like the numbers that for Vancouver. One thing that does concern me a little bit is I believe this is the second half of a back-to-back for Buffalo, but it was in Seattle. So the only thing is they had to go in through they had to cross the border. Other than that, it's the second game of a West Coast road trip where they'll finish in Alberta. They'll play Calgary, then Edmonton before they head back home to play Boston. Vancouver, they are coming in off of a 3-2 win against Edmonton, and they play Edmonton next. So maybe this is a little bit of a trap spot for the Canucks, where you have 2 games against the Edmonton Oilers, big divisional matchups, and then sandwiched in between are the lowly Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, the Buffalo Sabres are going to come into Vancouver and win tonight, and I can get plus 155 over on Bovada. Sign me up here for Buffalo in this game. I'll take a shot with the big dog in this one here. Also, when you look at this Vancouver Canucks team at home, 8-9-6, 8-15 on the money line at home, and you're laying $1.75. Yeah, I have no problem fading the Canucks at home either. So give me those Buffalo Sabres. Plus 155 over on Bovada on this one here. I'll take a shot with Buffalo in this game. Same with ISX. Love to see it. Love to see it. We'll move on. Final game of the day. We have the Anaheim Ducks and the Florida Panthers. The Panthers minus 235 favorites, total 5.5. Let's take a look at my projections for this one here, as I have this game projected at 6.57 goals, and I do have the Panthers around a minus 190 favorite in this game. I do see a little bit of value here with Anaheim. These two teams just played each other in Sunrise on the 18th, and that was the last game both these two teams played. So this is an over 5.5 here for me as well, with the team coming in off of the shutout loss. So that is an over 5.5 for me, minus 120 over on at BetMGM. So we're going to grab that. I also lean a little bit Ducks action in this one here. And that's just a lean in this spot. I don't trust the Florida Panthers right now laying this type of number. Florida has not been playing the most convincing hockey to be laying this type of number on the road, and they just beat this Ducks team 3-0. So I can maybe see this as a little bit of a spot where they can overlook them. But I'll close out my card here with the over 5.5 minus 120 with the Ducks and the Panthers. Ducks money line, just because if I pass, the Ducks win, and I'd be pissed off. Fair. Supness, what's good, Lex? Senators money line. I was leaning Rangers, but not when I got not when I bet. So, but that is everything for today's card. I got the four plays in the NHL. Canadians plus 125, Oilers minus 1 plus 117, Sabres plus 155, Panthers and Ducks over 5.5 minus 120. So overall, got to a decent amount, or got to an okay amount today for an 8-game card. But that's going to do it for this one. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.